From WeWork's standpoint, how might it think through these two potential offers?
So, I mean, I think it really just comes down to who gets the deal done first, and if the rest of the shareholders are okay with Softbank taking on majority control. So, I mean, basically, WeWork really needs cash quickly, and the IPO was supposed to provide an enormous chunk of that, $9 billion when all was said and done, and they really need it before the end of the year because they're rapidly running out.
Do we have details on what this Softbank financing package might be?
We don't have things like valuation. I mean, we know it would be a lot lower than the $47 billion that SoftBank last invested at back in January. But basically, SoftBank already is a really big owner. They own 33% of the company or so. And so it doesn't take that much more to get up to 51% when you're, at a lot lower numbers. And, they are talking about billions of dollars here. So that's about as specific as we have.
Eliot, if they are going through $2.5 billion worth of cash or whatever in just a few months' time with all of this pressure on them, are we to speculate that it's being put into expansion? We've talked about how they've been opening some new offices in Southeast Asia recently. And if it is being put into expansion, why keep up the breakneck pace and not slow it down now?
Yeah, well, so they're certainly trying to do that, and they're preparing to lay off thousands of workers very soon, but that itself costs money because of severance. But real estate is sort of there's a delay between when you commit to things and when you spend money. So 6 months ago, they were still growing 3 months ago, they were growing at breakneck pace and trying to keep doubling every year. And then they signed all these leases where they have to spend all this money to build out all these spaces, which is really expensive. So they were trying to grow much faster than they are now. And now the new CEOs want to slow things down a lot, but they basically have all these leases they've already committed to, which are really expensive.
Eliot, when you write that the SoftBank package may further sideline Newman, what exactly do you mean?
So it's simply that SoftBank would take control, and Adam, who has 3 votes per share, so a huge amount of control, and he himself controls about 33% of the company as well. Suddenly, it would be SoftBank in the driver's seat, and he would not have a role. So, there's a lot going on there, but he's already obviously out of the CEO seat, but he's still on the board and has a lot of votes.
Eliot, what does it tell us as well that the cash burn situation is that rapid and potentially that precarious? I mean, this was a company that was hoping to do an IPO a month ago. Now, how much further out in the future are those plans looking?
Yeah, so it's probably going to be a while. I mean, SoftBank would if this deal goes forward, they put in multiple $1 billion of equity and debt, and at least want to get it out a year, as we understand, I believe. And it's sort of hard to say. Like, they've really got to reshape the company. Before, under Adam, it was sort of this real estate, office space of the future, tech, community, everything play, and they kept buying all these companies with sort of a random pattern to them. And now the new CEOs are sort of rapidly trying to scale that back and just make it a office space provider for large companies. And that, itself is a big change.